18 question paper. We're doing question 2. So here for the first one, we've been given this quadratic sequence 2, 3, 10, 23. Question 2.1 says find the next term, and 2.1.2 says the nth term. So I'm going to start with 2.1.2 and then use my answer here to find 2.1.1. So here what happens is that you have to find your A, your B, and your C. So 23 minus 10 is 13, 10 minus 3 is 7, and then 3 minus 2 is 1, 13 minus 3 is 6, 7 minus 1 is 6, right? So to find my A, I'll say 2A is equals to this value here, which is 6. Then I divide both sides by 2, divide by 2, so A will be equal to 3. And then to find my B, I'll say 3A plus B is equal to, what's the value here? It's 1. So I've got 3, and my A is 3, plus B is equal to 1. And then B will be equal to 1 minus 9. B is equal to negative 8. And then the next value, I've got A plus B plus C is equal to 2. And then my A is 3, my B is negative 8, plus C is equal to 2. So 3 minus 8 is negative 5, plus C is equal to 2. So C will be equal to 2 plus 5, which makes my C equal to 7. So my formula, my nth term, will be Tn is equal to an squared plus bn plus c. So my A is 3n squared, my B is negative 8n, my C is plus 7. So this is Tn. So that's my formula there. Done. Now, the next term, they say 2.1.1, they say calculate the next term. So obviously this is T1, this is T2, this is T3, this is T4, and the next term we got T5. So I'm going to use my formula to calculate my T5. So I'll have Tn is equal to 3n squared minus 8n plus 7. So to find my T5, I'll say T5 is equal to 3, 5 squared minus 8, 5 plus 7. And then I'm going to put that into my calculator. I've got 3, 5 squared minus 8, 5 plus 7, and this gives me 42. So that's my answer there for my next term. So for 2.1.1, T5 is equal to 42. Alright, cool. And then when 2.1.3 says 2.1.3, they want the 20th term. So for the 20th term, use my formula once again. So I'll have Tn is equal to 3n squared minus 8n plus 7. T20 will be equal to 320 squared minus 820 plus 7. What does that give me? Put everything into my calculator. 320 squared minus 820 plus 7 gives me 1047. So that will be my T20. Alright, cool. That's that. So that's what I get. Alright, cool. Now moving on to question 2.2. So I've done question 2.1. Now I'm going to question 2.2. 2.2, I'm given an arithmetic sequence 35, 28, 21. Okay, before doing anything, the question says that we must calculate which sum of the sequence will have a value of negative 140. So they want t n, which tn will give us what? Negative 140. So they want n when we have a term of negative 140. So in order to carry on, I must find the formula for my tn. So I know that 21 minus 28 is what? Negative 7. 28 minus 35 is negative 7. And this is an arithmetic sequence. So this is my D and this will be my A. So the formula is A plus D n minus 1 will be equal to negative 140. My A is 35. My D is negative 7. And then I have n minus 1 is equal to negative 140. I solve 35 minus 7n plus 7 is equal to negative 140. I'm going to take the 7 into this side. So I have 7n and then 35 plus 7 plus 140. Then putting this into my calculator, 35 plus 7 plus 140 gives me 182 is equal to 7n divided by 7 divided by 7. So my n will be equal to, divide this by 7, 26. So n is equal to 26. So I can check if this is correct by substituting my n into my formula here, right? So I'll say 35 minus 7 and then 26 minus 1 gives me what? Negative 140, which means that this is correct. Okay, moving on now to the next question. The next question is 2.3. So let's So 2.3 says, for which value of n will the sum of the first n terms of the arithmetic sequence in question 2.2 be equal to the nth term of the quadratic sequence in question 2.1. So basically what they're saying is, when will Sn, right, from question 2.2 be equal to Tn in question 2.1. So that's what they're basically saying. So where will Sn, the sum, the series in Sn, be equal to the arithmetic sequence in Tn, right? So what I'll have to do then, I have to find my Sn for 2.2, the series form. So I'll have n over 2 is equals to 2a plus n minus 1d, and this is from 2.2, which will be equal to my Tn will be a plus d n minus 1, and this is 2.1. So when we look at our 2.2, we've got n over 2, and our a for 2.2 was 35 plus n minus 1, and our d was what? Was negative 7. Right. This will be equal to a for the first for 2.1 was 2, right? I mean, this was supposed to be quadratic, not geometric. I mean, not arithmetic. This is quadratic. So we have a n squared plus b n plus c. So our a here, we calculated everything. It was 3n squared minus 8n plus 7. You see. So now we have to find the value of n when we are given this. And to do that, I'm gonna multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of this 2 here. So times by 2 times by 2. So now we have 235 plus n minus 1 negative 7 is equals to, if I multiply this by 2, I have 6n squared minus 16n plus 14. And then here I've got 70, there's an n here, 70 minus 7n plus 7 is equals to 6n squared minus 16n plus 14. Then this inside gives me 77, so I have n 77 minus 7n is equals to 6n squared minus 16n plus 14. Then I multiply n here, it will give me 77n minus 7n squared is equals to 6n squared minus 16n plus 14. Alright, I'm gonna just carry on this side here. So I have 77n minus 7n squared is equal to 6n squared minus 16n plus 14. And then I'm going to take everything to one side. So I have 6n squared plus 7n squared. And then minus 16n minus 77n plus 14. And then, well, add like terms. This will give me 13n squared. This plus this is this. And then minus 16 minus 77 minus 16 minus 77 gives me negative 93n, and here I've got what? Plus 14. So this is the equation I get. So to carry on there, I have to what? Solve for n. I have to factorize this and solve for my n. So I can simply factorize by saying n minus 7 and 13n minus 2. This is equal to 0, or I can use my calculator or quadratic formula to find these here, to find the value of n. So n minus 7 is equal to 0, or 13n minus 2 is equal to 0, and then n is equal to 7, or 13n is equal to 2, then n will be equal to 2 over 13. But we know that our n can't be a fraction or a negative number. Therefore, this is our value of n, which will hold for this here. You see. So this is what you have to do to solve this question. It's a bit tricky, but once you understand what the question is asking for, then it will be easy to do. Alright, cool.